A guy brought his own scale to the gym because he didn't trust ours. Said our scale was psychologically manipulated to make members feel heavier so they'd buy more training sessions. He weighed himself on his scale, then ours, saw a 2-pound difference, and demanded I recalibrate every scale in the facility. Pulled out a notebook with weights from 6 different scales he'd tested. Called it institutional weight fraud. He wanted me to sign an affidavit confirming his real weight. I'm like, "Sir, it's water retention." This woman asked if we could turn off the music because it was throwing off her chakra alignment. Not too loud. Not the wrong genre. The existence of music itself was disrupting her energy flow. She wanted complete silence during her yoga session. In the group fitness room, during a scheduled Zumba class, she showed me a chart on her phone about sonic interference patterns and how certain frequencies blocked her third eye. I told her we had a quiet stretching area. She said stretching wasn't yoga without energetic purity. She filed a complaint about acoustic oppression. A member insisted the squat rack was defective because he couldn't lift as much weight as he did at his old gym. He wanted us to replace it with a regulation rack. I explained all squat racks are basically the same. He said this one had compromised structural integrity that was absorbing his power output. Brought a tape measure next day and measured every angle. Found a 1 millimeter difference in the bar holder placement. Claimed that millimeter was costing him 15 pounds of lifting capacity. He wanted $200 off his membership for equipment inadequacy. Get this, a guy asked if he could bring his emotional support peacock to the gym. Not a service dog, a peacock. Named Aristotle. He had paperwork that said Aristotle helped with his performance anxiety. The peacock was supposedly trained to observe his workouts and provide non-verbal encouragement. I said no live animals except service dogs. He said I was discriminating against non-traditional support animals. Threatened to call his lawyer about species-based prejudice. He's still a member. Aristotle is not. This dude would film every single person working out near him. Said he was documenting improper form for educational purposes. He was making a YouTube channel about gym fails without anyone's consent. Had a whole tripod set up by the free weights. When I told him to stop, he claimed he was a fitness researcher conducting observational studies for public safety. Pulled out a fake badge that said Certified Form Analyst. It was laminated. From Staples. He said shutting him down was censorship of fitness education. A woman demanded we install a separate changing room for people who were born in October. Not because of disability or religious reasons. Because of astrology. She said Scorpios have heightened spatial sensitivity and needed energetically compatible changing spaces. She'd researched our member demographics and found 12 other October birthdays. She wanted us to poll them about creating a zodiac-specific facility enhancement. She offered to design the room layout based on planetary alignment. Had a whole Pinterest board ready. Called it astrological accessibility. A member asked if we could remove all the mirrors because seeing his reflection was triggering his parallel universe anxiety. He believed mirrors were portals where alternate versions of himself were judging his workout. Dead serious. Said his therapist called it dimensional dysphoria. He wanted us to cover every mirror in the gym with curtains that he could control. Brought fabric swatches to the front desk. Had calculated the exact square footage of mirror coverage needed. When I said no, he started working out facing the wall. Only the wall. Every single session. This guy brought a tent to the gym. Like a full camping tent. Set it up between sets so he could recover in isolation. Said the open environment was causing exposure fatigue that limited his gains. He called it a personal recovery pod. Had researched gym policies and found nothing specifically banning tent. He was technically right. He'd do a set of bench press, climb in his tent for 3 minutes, come out, repeat. Other members were just staring. He wanted to know if he could reserve tent space during peak hours. A woman insisted the treadmills were racist because they only displayed kilometers or miles, not indigenous distance measurements. She wanted an option for traditional Native American distance units on the digital display. Said standard measurements represented colonial fitness suppression. She'd emailed corporate a 50-page proposal about decolonizing cardio equipment. Had charts comparing miles to traditional travel distances. The treadmill literally just shows numbers. She threatened to organize a protest about imperial measurement privilege if we didn't update the software. This member asked if we could turn the air conditioning off during his workouts because he was training for desert conditions. He was preparing to climb a mountain. In Montana. In July. Not a desert, but he needed the gym at 95 degrees to simulate elevation heat. He offered to pay extra to control the thermostat for 1 hour daily. When I said that would affect everyone else, he suggested we create a climate-controlled training zone just for him. Pulled out architectural sketches. He designed a plexiglass box with space heaters. Called it environmental adaptation training. A guy tried to expense his entire gym membership as a business cost because he conducts meetings mentally while running on the treadmill. Said his best ideas happen during cardio, so the gym was technically his mobile office. He wanted a receipt that classified his membership as executive wellness workspace rental. Asked if we could provide meeting room documentation. I'm like, you're literally just running. He said, that's when I'm most productive. I closed 3 deals in my head last Tuesday. He wanted witness statements from staff confirming his professional presence. This woman brought her own toilet seat to the gym every day. Carried it in a designer bag. Not a cover. An entire toilet seat. She'd unscrew ours, install hers, use the bathroom, then reinstall ours. She called it sanitary sovereignty. Took her 3 minutes each time. Had her own screwdriver and everything. Other members were walking in on this toilet seat exchange. When I told her she couldn't do that, she offered to buy a locker specifically for her toilet seat. She wanted a plaque on it that said, reserved seat, do not touch. A member filed a complaint because the gym didn't have a post-workout crying room. Said he needed a private space to process the emotional release of intense training. He wanted a soundproof room with tissues and soft lighting. Called it mental cool-down space. He'd found 3 articles about exercise-induced emotional catharsis and brought printouts. Asked if we could convert a storage closet. He was willing to donate bean bags. Said 6 other members had expressed interest. He'd surveyed people, made a spreadsheet. Called it Project Emotional Gains. Get this, a guy demanded we ban anyone from using the equipment he'd touched for 15 minutes after his set. He said his residual energy needed time to dissipate or it would interfere with others' workouts. Called it energetic contamination. He wanted signs on each machine showing when he'd last used it with countdown timers. He'd calculated the exact metabolic signature decay rate. Brought a whole binder of energy transfer research. He offered to wear a tracking beacon so the system could automatically flag equipment he'd used. Said other gyms were already exploring this technology. This woman asked if we could install a prayer room facing Mecca, a meditation room facing east, and a manifestation room facing north. Different rooms, different purposes, different directions. She needed all 3 for her spiritual fitness routine. She worked out for 20 minutes but needed 90 minutes for her directional practices. Had floor plans drawn up showing optimal room placement. She'd measured the gym's cardinal directions with a compass. Wanted mirrors in the manifestation room but not the prayer room. Had very specific ceiling height requirements. Called it holistic spatial wellness. A member insisted we were liable for his failed marriage because his wife got jealous of how much time he spent at the gym. He wanted us to write a letter to his divorce lawyer explaining that the gym experience is designed to be addictive. Thought this would help his case. He said our engaging environment was an irresistible force that contributed to marital neglect. Asked if we had warning labels about relationship risks. Wanted to sue for inadequate addiction disclosure. His lawyer actually called us. We did not write the letter. This guy brought his dog to work out with him. Not near him, with him. Put the dog on the treadmill, on a leash, while he ran on the treadmill next to it. Said they were training synchronously for pack bonding. The dog clearly didn't want to be there, just standing there while the belt moved. He called it collaborative fitness. Had a whole training philosophy about mirrored conditioning. When I shut it down, he asked if the dog could at least watch from the cardio section. For motivational proximity. He's now banned from bringing the dog inside. A woman demanded we provide beauty lighting throughout the gym because the fluorescent lights made her look Instagram unworthy during workout selfies. She wanted ring lights installed at every station. Said proper lighting was part of fitness documentation wellness. She'd calculated the optimal lumens for muscle definition photography. Brought examples of gyms with influencer-friendly lighting infrastructure. She offered to crowdfund the lighting if we installed it. Had a GoFundMe ready. Called it democratizing fitness aesthetics. She posted negative reviews about our hostile lighting environment. This member asked if he could reserve the entire gym for 1 hour every Sunday morning for personal training visualization. Not to actually work out. To walk around visualizing his future workout. Said physical training without mental preparation was only 50% effective. He wanted to stand at each machine and meditate on his upcoming exercises. Called it spatial muscle memory programming. Offered to pay double his membership rate for this exclusive visualization time. He'd created a whole routine. 12 machines, 5 minutes each, just standing there, visualizing. A guy tried to negotiate a refund because he didn't gain muscle mass in his first 2 weeks. He'd expected visible results within 14 days based on our promotional photos. Said we falsely advertised transformation potential. He wanted a pro-rated refund for unmet muscle development promises. Brought progress photos from day 1 and day 14. They looked identical. He said this proved our equipment was defective. He'd worked out 3 times. Total. For 20 minutes each. He wanted 50% of his annual membership back. Called it fitness outcome fraud. This woman brought her life coach to the gym to optimize her spatial workout flow. The life coach followed her around with a clipboard, taking notes on energetic blockages at different stations. They'd stop mid-workout to discuss resistance patterns. Not physical resistance, emotional resistance. To exercise, the life coach would literally stand between her and the equipment asking about her relationship with effort. Other members couldn't use machines because they were having breakthrough moments next to the leg press. She wanted the life coach added to her membership as a wellness consultant. A member insisted that someone was sabotaging his water bottle. Said his water tasted different after leaving it in the locker for 30 minutes. Not bad, different. He believed another member had access to his locker and was adding performance-inhibiting substances to make him weaker. He wanted us to install cameras inside the locker room, facing the lockers. He'd brought his water to get tested. For what, I don't know. He created a log of suspicious hydration incidents. Had dates, times, and taste profiles. He wanted us to investigate a water bottle conspiracy. We suggested he just keep his bottle with him. Get this, a guy asked if we could DNA test the sweat on machines to identify who'd used them before him. He wanted a genetic equipment log, so he could avoid machines used by people with inferior genetics. Said he didn't want to absorb losing energy from people who weren't making gains. He'd researched the cost of rapid DNA testing. Had contacted labs. He was willing to fund a pilot program. Called it genetic hygiene optimization. He wanted to build a member database ranking people by genetic workout quality. This man had spreadsheets. Multiple spreadsheets. This woman brought a lawyer to cancel her membership. Not to dispute charges. Just to cancel. She wanted legal representation to ensure proper contract dissolution procedures. The lawyer had a briefcase. Took notes. Asked about our cancellation policy in legal terminology. She said she'd heard horror stories about gym cancellations and wanted professional protection. It's a 2-page form. You sign it. You're done. They were there for 45 minutes. The lawyer reviewed every word. She paid him probably $300 to watch her cancel a $30 monthly membership. She thanked him for his invaluable guidance.